Hello, friends, and welcome to Pod Return to the Waking Sands. We are a Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast where we explore the lore and story of Hydaelyn and beyond. My name is Jen, and I'm joined by my co-host and researcher.
I'm Levi.
Hi, Levi.
Hi, Jen.
I almost said hello, Levi, but then I was like, I think I said hello, Levi last time. So then I transitioned real quick into a hi, and I hope nobody noticed.
Nobody cares, more like...
Wow.
Wow.
You're right.
Well, Jen, what I care about is that you are two-fisting carbonated beverages.
Correct.
You have a beer and you have a La Croix.
La Croix.
Which means I have to edit out twice the burps.
Indeed. For half the price. Or something.
Twice the price also. Because they're my beverages.
2 scoops.
that you are imbibing. Those woes aside, today we are back on the MSQ again. We are playing through the quest, A Difference of Opinion. So, Jen, what happened last time?
Oh, okay. So we did some stuff. It's been a minute. My head is full of garbage. Okay, I'm gonna have to reverse engineer.
It has been a week.
No, we did not do MSQ last week, did we?
We did, yeah.
Holy shit.
It was the Ishgard Fun Times.
Ishgard Fun Times. That means a lot of different things.
But then we recorded about Final Fantasy VI between now and then, so maybe that's why you're confused.
It's a lot. Right. Okay. So I think we checked in. So this is like immediately after the vault. It's either 20 minutes after the vault stuff or it's a week after the vault stuff. We had conflicting opinions. We went to go check in on Sir Emmerich. He's fine. We're like, Thornton was talking about some place called Azizlaw and, bringing about some kind of change. And now we got to go figure that out.
More like Aziz Blah.
Ayo, ass is law.
Nice.
So Emmerich is like, go do that. I have to stay here and be a leader.
And we do.
I think, we were like, so where did the Soleil being Archbishop's airship, where did that go? And according to some scouts, it was seen headed into the Sea of Clouds, the Blue Window, etc., etc. Okay, so we have to go to the Sea of Clouds. That's where we were gonna go.
Yes, and now we are.
Was that it?
That's it, yeah.
Holy shit. Did anything else happen, like important?
We did side quest stuff, and we saw Moglio some more.
Oh, the side quest roundup.
We debated the reality of the Ishgard politics / timeline for quite a bit.
Indeed. Okay.
And here we are.
Yeah, so that was that.
So we arrive in the Sea of Clouds.
All aboard
Part
the Enterprise.
2.
Yeah, exactly. We're here again. Sorry. Did you want to launch into a whole thing?
I was going to leave a gap for the Edmont intro, but Jen has to talk over it. Yep.
No. I apologize, Lord
We
Edmont.
travel to the Sea of Clouds, Part 2.
To the northern reaches of the Sea of Clouds, where countless isles yet remained uncharted. In search of a mysterious land known as Azizlaw, and the unmasked villain who sought to claim its secrets. Oblivious to the new threat which followed in their wake, they came.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah.
At long last, we get to explore the northern region. A little bit, anyway. As far as the MSQ goes, we are here for a shockingly little amount of time. I was amazed by how quickly this segment escalates.
I've been surprised by most segments on how quickly they escalate, because doing them the second time, everything feels so much snappier than the first time. For some reason.
But before we get to that, we gotta do some recon. We are dumped off on a random floating rock, and we start looking around for the Soleil, but we must be wary of the Vanu scouts, notes Alphino. The Vanu being the fat bird people, of course.
Not the skinny bird people. Those are the Ixal.
Yeah. With our course set, we are off. And this is kind of cute. We have to go around to these glowing markers and / lookout.
Lookout.
It's the sightseeing log.
Ayo. Nice plug.
Yep. Patreon.com/podreturnffxiv. We do this a couple times, and after trekking maybe a couple 100 feet, Alphino gives up. Mayhap this effort was doomed to failure.
Meanwhile, what we're looking out on is the massive landscape that is the Sea of Clouds. An absolutely incomprehensible distance of floating islands that we can't even perceive in the distance how far it goes because we've never been there. But on the far, far, far western edge, we sit there and go like, Rah. This is my lookout noise. Rah. Well, can't see any airships. Well, shit, they're clearly not here anywhere, ever. What are we gonna do now?
Give up. But before Alphino causes us to bail in abject despair, we hear something. Someone says, begs mercy of netherlings, does not fight, does not wish to die. Maybe it's like deeper and dumber. Begs mercy of netherlings, does not fight.
Does not wish to die.
I do not like the Vanu.
You don't like the
here.
Vanu? Oh, is it the way of that they talk, or just in general?
They were really annoying to me this time, Jen.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. This did not stand out in my memory, but I was not here for their simplistic, cartoon caveman speak with the stereotypical Earth spiritualism illusions peppered in.
Yes. I bid you welcome like the northerly winds and soft summer rain. Like, I got it.
No, Jen. I bid welcome like soft northerly winds.
Right. We're dropping...
You can't do...
some, I don't know what the word is.
Prepositions?
Maybe, yeah.
Anyway, they
why,
speak...
Why use many word when few word do trick?
Killing it.
Mm-hmm.
When few words do trick. Like sprinkling rain in warm spring. Our Vanu is calling out for help, and we rush over to find them being harassed by Garlean soldiers.
It's been a bit of time since we've had to deal with these guys.
It's a bit shocking.
I was like, oh, right, they exist.
Yeah, they do.
I've been just up to my neck with Ishgardians lately.
We rush to their defense, and the Garleans mistake us for Ishgardians.
We do not look like Ishgardians in any way, shape, or... Well, Alphino does because he's Elizin. That's the only thing.
I'm Elizin too, Jin.
Oh, right. Okay,
but
then they're correct.
But a centurion name drops someone. This is an order from Regula von Hydrus. Seize them alive.
Aha.
And Alphino reacts to that name with shock. Before we can question him, though, we fight.
So I don't remember him saying that. I remember him saying something like, seize them, they'll know where the Archbishop is. No mention of, maybe he did, and it just like, more Garlean names.
I promise you it's in there.
Okay. All right. So the Centurion is talking about Regula Van Hydrus. We don't care who this guy, we don't know who this guy is. Continue.
Thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
This is a fairly simple solo instance. We and Alphino fight a couple waves of Garleans with a large flying Magitech drone being the capstone enemy. This is positioned as a defense mission, as in the Garleans will attack the Vanu, but as soon as you grab aggro, he's fine.
Yeah. This
is just like a little set piece storytelling type of bit here as we fight off this patrol.
I like fighting stuff.
Yeah. A fun note, though. Alphino's carbuncle, his ruby carbuncle, fights alongside you. This is a remnant of the old-style pet class summoner being immortalized in this solo duty.
Aw, look at that. Fancy, too. Ruby carbuncle. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. After we defeat the Garleans, the Vanu, Lonu Vanu, showers us with thanks like summer squall and invites us back to his village.
I wrote that down too.
A couple asides before we follow, though, Jen. Regula von Hydrus, the eldest son of the influential Hydrus family, and the close childhood friend of Varus Zos Galvus.
Oh.
Varus being the emperor.
The fucking emperor.
Yeah, as of the most recent War of Succession. And Regula is kicking around here, apparently. So it is a big deal.
It is
Jen.
a big deal. Okay. This is why you're the researcher, and this is why we're doing the podcast. So we can learn important things like this.
Yes.
They're just throwing out names and we're like, yeah, great, cool. No,
Yes,
no.
yes.
If we knew. The Hydrus is big time.
Yep. With that clarified, we head on to the Vanu village. This is a cute collection of colorful tents nestled amongst a cluster of floating rocks. The most eye-catching thing here, though, is the aetheryte, which is a fat-ass aetheryte that is draped with colorful tarps.
I don't think there's an aetheryte that exists anywhere else in the game that looks like this one.
I don't think so, and I love it. It's super cool, and you can see it from very far away.
It's fat and short like the birds.
Yeah. You're like, I want to click on that aetheryte.
It looks real delicious, real yummy, like a nice like fat morsel, like a Hershey Kiss.
Gonna get that ether inside me.
Oh, that's an uncomfortable suppository. Have you seen, there's a ranking, a tier list of the jobstones and how comfortable they would be as suppositories?
I believe it, but I've not seen it. Great.
Dark Knight is F, of course.
Of course.
White Mage, S tier. Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah. Where does your jobstone rank, listeners? Okay. He would like, so Lonu Vanu, it's like, I'm going to introduce you to my village, something Zundu. And I was like, is that a person? Is that a being? No. The village is named Okzundu.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to put that in my notes later on. I'm like, oh, it's a village, not a person. So Alfino considers this a very fortuitous turn of events. Because if the Garleans thought to question the Vanu about the Archbishop, then we can do the same, but without violence. Typically works out better. So after a bit of a walk, Lonu Vanu proudly shows it off. Here it is, blah, 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 fat, aetheryte, etc. And these guys are the red-hued versions of the fat bird people we dealt with earlier. When we were escorting a Manalaine and he got himself gat and we had to rescue him, and Orshafont had to come in and blah, 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 blah. It's a whole thing. So these guys are good, obviously, because they're a different color. So suddenly, there is a loud rumbling like thunder, but there's no lightning.
Like thunder before a summer squall.
Oh my god, shut up. All the Vanu in the village are like, whoa. What is this? And then Sid runs up, and he's like, did you see it? Then the giant sky whale is back, and the Garleans are pursuing it for some reason. The white? Lonu Vanu asks. And to put our speculation to rest, the giant white whale flies overhead, breaching into the sky. And Sid can see that it is wounded. And it rises up again. This thing is really impressive. And chomp! It eats a whole island. Just boom. Into his belly. And Lonu Vanu cries out, "Oh, insatiable white! Oh, devourer of worlds! Why must you torment us?" And then he snaps out of it. He's like, all right, let's go to the village. We're going to walk over and meet the chief. The chief of the village is Sonu Vanu. Sonu Vanu, he's got like a little platform, kind of like raised up a bit. You have to walk up some stairs, and he is larger than the rest of the Vanu. And he has a very impressive headdress with these enormous horns coming out of it like an ibex.
He also has a collar of sorts that has wide spreading gold wings.
It's very impressive.
Yeah.
His garb is also a bright red and yellow. He is distinctive and in a variety of ways. Anyway, so Lonu Vanu tells the chief how we saved him from the steel-shod fiends. And Alfino introduces us and elaborates on our purpose here. We're looking for an airship. Not the gunship we were just fighting, but one populated with men wearing white armor and one older man in white robes.
Jen, this added to my annoyance substantially here because
Alphino
Alphino does not say what you said. He picks up, tries to speak the local lingo like some tourist.
Of the armor of purest white.
Yeah.
And
hello, do you speak English? We seek man with armor of purest white like snow. Thanks, Alphino.
he's doing his best.
I don't know about that.
In any case, it does work because they know exactly what he's talking about. Vanu says, yeah, I have heard of this airship and these people. The Vanu scouts have seen it, and they also know that these people are seeking the key to Az's Law. Aha, says Sid. Do you know what Az's Law is? And Sunu answers cryptically, beware, netherlings, for blackest clouds portend greatest danger. Look not into heart of tempest. There lies ancient birthplace of sin, home of forbidden secrets. To speak more is to call the wind. So is the wind bad or is it good?
It depends on context.
Keep telling us, thank you, I thank you with all the winds of whatever.
Wind like gentle summer breeze.
Something,
good.
Or zephyr winds at your back, or the T word that means strong northern, cold northern winds. Crap. It was in the Dark Knight quest. One of the
Tempest?
No. It was a Tramontane.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Anywho. So I guess that's all of that seems pretty spooky and very Allegan-like. However, the key was stored on a sky island that was eaten by Bismarck. Bismarck is the name of the great white sky whale, by the way. Knowing that the Heavens Ward can wield primal powers, we need to hurry up and kill Bismarck and get the key out of its stomach before they do. And Alphino recalls the Leviathan fight. We're out of our element, literally, Donnie. And this time we have even fewer allies in the area. One thing we can do, however, is ask the Vanu about Bismarck. Let's get some intel. Lonu tells us we need to speak with Kunu Vali, the keeper of tales in the village. So Kunu, which is every time I hear that name, I keep thinking of Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Paul Rudd's character where he's giving surf lessons. I'm Kunu, when his real name is George or something. So Kunu shares the origin story of Bismarck, the real Bismarck. The version running around the Sea of Clouds currently is an aberration conjured by the rage of the Vundu, the jerk bird people. So the origin story of Bismarck is pretty neat. I think it's adjacent to a lot of origin tales in our world.
Weird.
Yeah. So Bismarck was one of many siblings, and they all what?
You got to say it right, Jen.
I did not write down the complete quoted text.
I am disappointed because I have the Encyclopedia Eorzea plain English version, but I was hoping to contrast that with the Vanu version.
My apologies.
I'll do it straight up then. We get a long mini paragraph Vanu rendition of this tale, but I will say it straightwise. The story of Bismarck, long, long ago, in a time when not a single cloud marred the blue vastness of the sky, a stark white calf was born to a pod of sea-dwelling whales. The pale-hued Bismarck endured endless cruelty from his gray-skinned siblings, until one day they suffered the abomination to live no more. It is said that the gods wept at this piteous fate, and when his tortured soul ascended to the heavens, they returned the white whale to life. His rebirth blessed by divine grace, Bismarck swam through the air, the whale's breath begetting billowing clouds until the sky was filled with a sea of tranquil mist. Master and creator of his peaceful domain, he thence became known as the Lord of the Mists. Compassionate and gentle, Bismarck raised entire islands into the heavens to provide sanctuary for those who had suffered similar torments. The Vanu mark this occasion in their history as the moment when the Sea of Clouds became their home.
That's pretty sweet. actually. Yeah. In Kunu's version, however, the siblings to Bismarck were of purest black.
Yes.
And not gray. So maybe they hated him even more because the contrast was that much greater.
Yep. Too much contrast.
Too much contrast.
After we question the storyteller, we regroup with Sid and Alphino. And Alphino has sadly learned not of value unless you have interest in the intricacies of Vanu skyfishing. We do actually.
Oh my God.
To be continued in the Fisher episode. But in a more immediate sense, and Jen is trying to do this bit here, Sid has an idea.
Brainwave! Because we've all reconvened, right? And we're like, what'd you guys learn? Nothing. What'd you learn? Nothing. And we're like, okay, well, how are we gonna fight this thing and get it out of the sky? And Alphino was like, well, I can tell you a whole bunch about Vanu skyfishing. And Sid is like, holy shit, that's brilliant. I could kiss you. His idea is to literally go fishing for Bismarck. We can attach a juicy little something of a sky island to the Enterprise, which he can drag through the sky to tempt Bismarck. When Bismarck gets close enough, we can take some dragon arrow things.
Dragon killers,
which will connect with Bismarck and pull him in. It'll pierce Bismarck and pull him in so that we can wail on him while he's right next to...
Wail on him.
Hey! While he's right next to the island bait.
This sounds like a plan. Sid goes to ready the island and the Enterprise, and we go to ask the Vanu chief for permission to give up one of the islands to Bismarck.
Yeah, can we have an island?
After some hand-wringing, the chief says yes. We check in with Sid, and he's taken a ask forgiveness, not permission approach, and he has already stolen an island and kitted it out in the time it took us to ask for the chief to bless our endeavor.
Pretty much.
And with that done, blam, the trial is unlocked just like that.
There we are.
This is maybe 15 minutes max of gameplay, it feels like, from entering the Sea of Clouds to right now.
Yep. I mean, okay. I don't know why. I mean, they really could have stretched this out. They really could have milked this, like they did with Leviathan, like they did with Garuda.
Yeah, I feel like this demands more preamble than what we got, but I do not want more Vanu times, so I'm kind of mixed in terms of my feeling. It's like, yes, I'm happy to have not spent much time in Akzundu, but in a more general sense, I would have liked more tension, more build up to this moment.
Yeah, I think, with Garleans crawling around, and obviously probably also the Heaven's Ward hiding around a corner, who knows. We've got competition. Everybody wants a piece of the Archbishop. Mm-hmm. And I think, there could have been a little bit more environment exploration here. We don't have to spend time at the Vanu, Levi. That's why I said in general, I wanted more, just not what we were getting so far. We could have figured out what in an island looks delicious to Bismarck, and I don't know. There could have been something. But yeah, the fact that this was so immediate and right away we had all of this built out, it loses its gravitas.
Yeah. But we're here.
Here we go.
We're fighting.
Yep.
This is a hot take, Jen, but I like this fight.
I like this fight too.
Many people do not.
Whatever. They just don't want to do stuff.
That's true. They do not want to do stuff. It's not especially good, and it can be a pain when it comes up in trial roulette.
That's funny. Sorry. Because you said that, I just did, Duty Finder or whatever. And as soon as it popped, everybody was like, oh my God, I'm so glad this wasn't the Arkveld fight. So at least it's better than the Arkveld fight. I don't...
Oh, I'm sure they've played that many times over.
True, yeah. They're like, ugh. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure getting the Limitless Blue is refreshing.
Yep.
I thought so.
I keep getting the most recent MSQ trial boss. I'm not going to say their name, obviously, but I keep getting the 7.3 trial boss in my trial roulette, Jen. I would take an Arkveld happily. Also, you get weapon coffers and scales from that shit too.
Oh, heck yeah.
So yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
But I understand that if you've been doing it daily, as these people probably are, or more so for their relic weapons, then yeah, they're probably sick of Arkveld. Back to Bismarck, though. This is not really good in the gameplay and design sense, but it's trying, and I really like it when they attempt to do something that is creative and interesting in this engine, even though sometimes it does not fully succeed. We don't get anything else like this in the game these days. I feel like if we fought Bismarck in Dawn Trail, it'd be like a square rock stapled to his side, and he'd be like a fixed position trial boss. And
we would just be like hurtling through a sky, and he would like, No, I could picture it.
Yep.
100%.
But here, though, this is a regular arena. There's movement, there are mechanics, there's stuff going on that you got to do to manage this shit. You are piloting your own little rock here. So we begin on a roughly ovoid rock. You can fall off this. Try not to.
Oh.
Sid has affixed 2 dragon killers on either side, on loan from Ishgard, and he's put a Magitech field generator in the center. This is indeed an evolution of the Leviathan trial.
Yeah, well, hey, it worked. We're going to do it again.
Beyond our other concerns, we have to manage the health of this island. Bismarck will do this specific swoop down, and that signals he's going to ram the island, and to avoid having the island take damage, you have to activate the Magitech generator right after he does that swoop. He'll ram the force field, and your island stability does not go down. Beyond that, we have to deal with tons of ads on the island while the dragon killers recharge. And the ads mechanic is kind of tedious. We get like various Vanu and Sanuwa who teleport onto the island and fight them. The Sanuwa are the fat flying snake guys, for the record, that the Vanu keep as pets.
That's their, like mounts. The beast of burden. Yeah.
And midway through the trial, there's a mini boss fight where you get 2 big Sanuwa that the tanks have to separate, but that's about the extent of the ads mechanic. Otherwise, it's just like a sea of boring ads that keep on popping up out of nowhere.
While you're dealing with the ads, you're going to see telegraphs on the ground, or these like big puddles of water are going to drop. And also there's going to be typhoons, these like, dust devils or whatever rolling around. So you've got to dodge all of that shit while you're fighting the ads. So, I mean, like, it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, this fight really emphasizes awareness. There are tons of mechanics going on at once, and you have to mind the Bismarck attacks on the island and the dragon killers, because if you miss the dragon killer window, you get punished by another round of ads fights, which is a very tedious punishment for having missed that mechanic.
Yeah, and also fuck your positionals.
Well, sure,
just
but
around.
Yeah, that's not happening.
But yeah.
But if you spot when the dragon killers are activated, you run over and you tell them to fire at Bismarck, and they spear his hide and pull him into the island.
It's pretty cool.
Once that happens, you can board Bismarck. This is metal AF, Jen. You hop aboard Bismarck and you attack his back spines while he does like damage over time to you. And this is a bit of a DPS check, as in if you fail to do enough damage, he will buck you off and you'll have to do another round of ads. I ran this as healer, and there is constant chip damage in this fight to party members from all the AoEs, from the raid wides and so on. Yep. So it keeps you very busy on your healer, watching them health bars, plus all the actual fight mechanics.
Which is, I dare I say, unique for a trial for healers. I mean, normally you're just like, all right, I'll top off the tank every now and then, right? Like, I don't know.
It depends on the trial. The modern trials have been better about that, but there is a period where tanks take damage and then people take damage from raid wides, and that's that. Hence the healer strike drama we had. So we do the things and we defeat Bismarck after a few rounds of harpoons and mounts, and that's that. The main thing that I dislike about this fight, Jen, is the fact that the ads phases are plentiful and they are boring. The ads don't do anything interesting. So you're running around just like whacking guys until something to do happens, pretty much.
Yeah, it also doesn't make any sense whatsoever that other guys would be up here.
They had the challenge of giving you limited Bismarck attack windows, which is a good twist on this fight. The problem being in the Final Fantasy XIV mechanics, there's not much else to do besides press your attack buttons. So they're like, okay, so you got to press buttons at something, have some ads. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, since like the origin myth referenced Bismarck like opening his mouth because he was resurrected by the gods, there was a bit of the divine left over in him. So when he opened his mouth, then he was able to conjure that ability basically and give life to the sea of clouds with clouds and all this stuff. So it would make sense, I guess, for evil Bismarck to shoot crap out of his mouth. And maybe that's what we can assume he's doing. That's, maybe that's where the ads are coming from.
I don't know if you can make sentient life,
no...
but I don't know.
Yeah, or like something would have been cool if he barked out something, like he barked out the typhoons themselves or some other kind of entity that would make sense.
Yeah, it could be.
It doesn't make sense for Vundu to be up there at all.
It could be like Garuda with the two mini Garudas, perhaps, or something similar.
Yeah.
They do, with the current mechanics, have to give you something to DPS because I foresee like a pure puzzle type fight being the worst, honestly.
Yeah.
So they have to give you something to actually run those weapon skills, etc. against. But as it is, like a bunch of fragile ads are not the most fun thing to fight. Anyway, that's the fight, though. I love how creative it is, and I love how just cinematic it is.
It really is, yeah.
And how it breaks up the normal trial routine quite a bit.
Totes.
With that said, we move on.
Fake Bismarck is slain.
It's pretty rude.
And, he is. And the key to Azizla now hangs in the air before us, just like bing! Very convenient. As we grasp it, we are overwhelmed by the echo and we're called to the void by Hydaelyn. And we are once again in the void and we're surrounded by our crystal array that have been snuffed out by Midgard Stormer, but we've been slowly reigniting them. And today we've reignited the fourth. And apparently the fourth crystal getting reanimated has allowed Hydaelyn to once again start to reach out to us. We can hear her speaking to us, but it is distant and it's choppy. We can only make out every other word or so. But we can hear her again. And as soon as it's like we barely hear her and then we're brought right back to reality.
World light, beloved. Hydaelyn, O maiden. Darkness, light to none known. Hearken. Receive blessing more.
When we come to, there's a Ascian there. It's a Fascian. This is Aegiorm. And she's like, oh, ho, 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 it's the warrior of light. Look at you, felon primals, just like you've always done. How many primals have you slayed? Like, I don't get the point, Ascian.
So falls the Lord of Mists, as did all others before him. How many times does this make, warrior of light? Ah, how much you have grown, far beyond the limits of mere mortals.
But then it's not just the Ascian, it's also the Archbishop. Boom.
Boom.
Popping up like a jerk, like a deep pimple on your wedding day.
What?
I don't know. Wouldn't would it suck to have a huge pimple appear? Yeah. So they're here for the key. Now that we've gone through all the trouble of slaying Bismarck for them, and Aegiorm slams us with a beam of dark energy and hoists us into the air, and then the key just falls to the ground. And then while Egearm still has us hoisted up with dark energy, she takes a little baby bit of dark energy and picks the key up and floats it right into the Archbishop's hand. Great. I see you have regained the blessing of light, albeit at a fraction of its former strength. Well, at least we have that, bitch. And she lets us go, and Thornton turns and he raises the key in front of him. And it opens up into this, it's a cool-ass key, and so it opens up and it projects like this ethereal, like an astral compass, which rotates in the air until it locks on, and a laser beam of light shoots out of it directly at the location of Azislaw, way the fuck up there. And, Thornton's all like, "Mwahahaha," literally. And then the Soleil arrives, and the Archbishop gets on board, and he's like, "By our deeds shall the wrongs of antiquity be righted, and man reclaim the reins of history." Whatever it is that he's gonna do. Stupid shit. So there he goes. There they go. Ascian's, she blips out. They fly away. This did not go as planned.
Jen, this drives me crazy that they just leave us alive on here for no reason. This is like a Saturday morning cartoon, literally. They immobilize us, cheap shot immobilize, and they monologue their master plan in front of us.
Yep.
Then they leave us alive for no good reason.
Well, maybe the Ascian can't kill us because we have...
They have
light again.
2 of the Heaven's Ward and the Archbishop right there. I am not...
Yeah, they could have been like, they could have primal sized themselves and just been like, pew, pew, pew.
Or normal sized themselves, as we are fully incapable of movement and we're like growling at them with our mad face. This is one of my biggest pet peeves in fiction, Jen. This kind of plot contrivance where the villain spares the hero for no good reason whatsoever. And then, of course, we come back and we root on their plans because they did not do what is like even mildly logical in this scenario.
I mean, you're right, obviously.
Great. That's all. It takes me right out of whatever I'm doing. It is so dumb. Hate it. That's all. Moving on. That happens, and then Sid comes to fetch us. And as we are getting sorted, Wedge tells us that Alphino has been setting up on Magitech and was assisting in the engine room.
Yeah, Alphino was like, I was in the engine room, and then I heard that there was stuff happening, and...
Direct quote.
Sorry.
As we are returning to more solid ground, we cut to an unknown location out in the skies, covered in thick yellow-brown smoky clouds. A blue beam pierces the haze, causing it to clear. Beyond, we see a collection of floating rocky islands topped with clusters of elegant technological structures, the islands linked together by great chains. This is Azislaw.
It's pretty cool looking.
Returning back to ourselves, Alphino is trying to cheer us up with some silver lining. Maybe we lost the key, but we have rid the realm of yet one more primal. And we saved the Vanu Vanu's lands from being consumed. So let's go tell them.
Yeah, at least we did that. Also, we didn't die, as mentioned.
Yes.
So we head back to the village. And as we're approaching, Alphino gets some spidey sense tingles, and he's like, something's wrong. So we duck, we cover, and we walk slowly up to the village, like the main, like the Aetheryte Plaza, I suppose. And we see Garleans again. And this time, they have the chief and a couple of other Vanu surrounded in the middle. And this obviously looks like, we're going to interrupt an execution of some kind. And then one of the officers, in some crazy ass... I was trying to figure out how to describe this armor that he's wearing. The helmet it looks more like a twisted, scrunched, organic, almost like molten lava if it hardened in its molten state.
It reminds me of the Dragoon armor, honestly, but lava. lavafied.
Yeah, it's like organic.
This armor
weirdly.
is super sick. It's like this curving horned, molten, hardened magma face with this orange, like dull orange glowing line running up the sides of the horns. The lines converge at the center of the forehead where there is a single glowing orange eye.
So this guy won the Legatus armor lottery, probably because he's besties with Varus.
Yes, because
Anyway.
this guy is
Regulus Van Hydrus.
that guy.
So apparently, Garleans also, they have their third eye for exactly this kind of situation. So Regula senses our presence and he turns and he's like, "Reveal yourselves." And the two of us walk forward and he's like, "Oh, I thought you would be beastmen." Anyway, but the surprises aren't just for the Garleans today, because walking up behind Regula is Emperor Varus Zoiscalvus himself.
We have seen him in a cutscene before.
Yeah.
In his massive, great draped cape.
No, that's great
Yep.
draped cake.
I'll Google that, but people will know.
Indeed.
Who know. His oversized headpiece, and his great jowls.
The great jowls, the great imperial jowls. And yeah, he's got a face. And these very light yellow eyes, beady little pupils, an impressive looking creature.
And there I was expecting more beastmen. Who are you?
I thought Ishgardians responsible for the disappearance of our scouts, but I see now that I was mistaken. Just as Warrior observed, the Warrior of Light is wont to appear at the most inopportune times.
The Warrior of Light? He who bested Van Baelsar?
It would seem that the famous hero of Eorzea seeks Azizlar as well. Hardly unexpected. The secrets of the Allagan's power to bind icons to their will could scarcely fail to interest the scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is the first time we know, why Azizlar exists and what they were doing there. And the Emperor then appeals to our shared goal of eliminating primals from the star, full stop. Our only disagreement really is the method. And Alfino refuses, absolutely. There's an invitation implied, and he is like, absolutely not. The Garlean go-to strategy is genocide. We will have no part in it. And he tells the Emperor off, and the Emperor is like, oh, how, you just say things freely, even if they could be the last things you say. Alfino is impertinent, but we knew this already. Alfino mentions, all you guys do is genocide, and the Emperor is like, well, that's the talk of a small mind right there. The fate of the star is of greater concern than that of Eorzea alone. And as Emperor, it is his duty to deal with the primal threat, and if that means eliminating quote-unquote certain elements, then so be it. Certain elements being beastmen, because they pray to stuff and do primal stuff, and that's bad. So, at this point, all of the soldiers that have surrounded the Vanu Vanu draw their weapons and intending to kill them, and we're kind of standing there not knowing what to do. I mean, we're outnumbered like crazy. And the Emperor's right there. It sucks. But then, right in the nick of time, a couple just the ground explodes right in front of the soldiers and they're knocked back. And we look up and Lucia is in Livia's former Magitech armor. It's the all white,
She's not just in, Jen. She comes in with a power slide.
Yeah, she blows up some Garleans and is like, am I late to the party, bitches? That kind of energy. And, she's ready to deliver more firepower if the Garleans don't stand down. And reluctantly, they do. And they are prepared for an immediate extraction, because we look up and there's this enormous airship above us. This is comparable in scope to the Agrius. Is that right, the Agrius?
That is correct, and we have heard about this airship before, in fact.
This is the new thing that they were...
the new thing.
Yeah. Where it was like, they were having some issues with it, right?
No, they were doing this like final test run last time we heard.
That's right. Okay.
And now it's here.
And now it's operational. So that's great. So that sucks. And the Emperor hits us with some parting words. We shall meet again, warrior of light. On that you have my word. Okay. I figured. So we head back to the Enterprise to let Sid and the gang know.
Well, so they fly away on a Magitech transport.
Yeah, so the giant airship shoots down like a little tugboat kind of guy.
Yep.
To scoop
a little
up
tugboat guy.
Yeah, and send him back up to the thing. The dinghy.
Yeah.
Was that all?
Just want to clarify what happened, yes.
Yeah, they didn't get beamed up or anything. Anyway, so we go back to the Enterprise to tell Sid and the gang what's up. We let them know that, hey, we're still alive. We give them the update. And again, Sid's like the comic relief kind of in these moments. So he says, first the Archbishop turns up with an Asian in tow, and now the goddamned Emperor pays us a visit. What is this? A procession of notable bastards? Who's next? The keeper of the 7th bloody gate? Like, right? Yeah, high five. Luckily for us all, Varus's eyes are locked solely on Azus Law. Otherwise, the village of Akuzundu would have been completely obliterated. And with their withdrawal, the Vanu really needn't fear the Imperial shenanigans, at least for a while. So there's that, Benny. And with that, there's nothing left for us to do here except board the Enterprise and follow the bastards.
And that we do. That is it for our MSQ. But before we conclude, I have a couple side quest mentions. There are mercifully just a handful of side quests here. I was not in the mood for a bumper crop after having cleared the Sea of Clouds. And
you mean the Churning Mists?
Sorry, yes, Churning Mists, my be. And the Vanu speak was not endearing me to these storylines.
Yeah. Better than Sylphs.
True. You got me there, Jen.
Yep.
There is a worse thing.
Yep.
Most of these side quests are standard fare, killing guys, stealing supplies, picking up loots, whatever. There are a couple side quests that send you deep into enemy territory, into the tall, massive rocks that dominate the center of the zone. And you can travel surprisingly far on foot before unlocking flight. There is a winding path that leads up between several floating rocks, and there's a side quest there that has you climbing further up a few of the tall Vanu buildings to get to some reports from friendly spies. So you go way up in that central hostile Vanu territory. This is fun to do once. I personally like vertical geography, with a big asterisk involving said geography being reasonably navigable. If you follow these organically, you'll go up there a total of 1 time, which is the correct amount of times. Dravanian Forelands Dragon side quests.
Oh, man, I had almost forgotten. You jerk.
Bringing it back. But no, thankfully, there's 1 deep trek into there, and then you come back and you can unlock flight, having done 1 round of side quests. Then you can fly around to your heart's content. But it's a very fun area to climb up around, even though there's not much interesting to do in there. Those minor quests aside, there is a single long quest chain here, which I'll talk about as due diligence, even though I was not here for it. It may be cute and charming, but this is literally just a Moogle side quest, but with the Mogs and Kupos replaced with bad grammar and generic Earth spiritualism. And we have just left the Churning Mists, so did not need more of this just now. The story begins with Guna Vanu. Netherlings coming is as fortuitous... Netherlings coming is fortuitous as late season rains.
Yep.
His brother verges on failing Zundu's rite of passage. Again. He explains that Ganu Vanu, has failed the rite of passage 7 times and is probably going to fail again, which is shameful and bad. Guna Vanu sees Netherling help others like Wynn, which brings seeds to bloom, and Guna Vanu would ask for his help as well. Rite of passage rules very strict, but Guna Vanu has plan. Enough sampling of their language, so let's pick up the pace here going forward.
Have plan we do.
No. Vanu aren't technically allowed to help each other with the rite of passage, but Netherlings are not Vanu, therefore Guna thinks that we can help Gunu pass it and not get in trouble. And we go and look for the brother, and Jen, brother is a Moogle almost literally. Everything but the actual body.
Yeah, he's lazy.
We find him napping when we get there, and he keeps getting us to do his dirty work while he naps or watches us from a distance and finds some way to shirk his work. This goes on for a long time. First, we fight a Sanahale, which is essentially a big deadly chicken, and we want to give its beak to the Elder Shaman. So Gunu falls asleep while we go and fight it. And then we pass the beak back to the shaman. Shaman says, no, you do not do this yourself. Regardless of what the rules say, I'm not going to accept this BS. You got to do the work yourself, Gunu. So we try again. Now Gunu's going to steal the tribe's own vegetables and gift them to the shaman as a reward. The rite of passage is just doing something valuable for the tribe. It
right,
can
it's
be anything.
It's this is Eagle Scout stuff.
Sure. So he steals the shaman's vegetables and he's like, here, have some vegetables. But the shaman's like, these look familiar. But he gets off the hook again because this is from the shaman's secret stash of vegetables. If Gunu doesn't tell the shaman's wife about these secret vegetables, then the shaman will give him a pass on this attempted subversion of the trial.
Come on, no. Also, what are they Playboy vegetables?
I don't know.
Hustler vegetables?
This is very shameful, Jen, whatever it is. Maybe they are hollowed out vegetables.
Oh, no.
All I know, Jen, is that this threat of being exposed gets the shaman to say, JK, we're just going to call this one a draw. Don't tell my wife about these, please. Next up, Gunu wants to capture a Sanuwa, the flying serpents. So we steal one from an enemy Vanu. After we get it all stolen and saddled up, he's like, oops, that thing's actually pretty scary, so I'm going to just go to my urgent appointment. Bye. Because he's too afraid to ride it.
Bro.
Finally, Jen, the final attempt is that he's going to steal something from the Garleans. So we go and fight them, and after a few times of him hiding in the corner and being too afraid to do anything, on the third round of me killing Garleans to distract them for him, he steals a Magitech claw and brings it back, and the shaman is very impressed. And that's that.
All right. Something.
He's so tired from all of that not working, he's got to go and take a nap. The end.
Well, that's great. We all learned a bunch of important lessons. And we grew as individuals and as members of the community.
One of those things, perhaps.
We now have blackmail material about the shaman. Who knows when that'll come in handy.
That's all I got for the day. Anything from you, Jen?
No. No.
Cool.
Yeah.
A quick bit of admin. I had a couple individuals message me about issues with locked posts on the Patreon. This seems to have been caused by a technical issue on the platform, but I also think I found a way to unstick said posts for these individuals. So if you've had a similar issue, hopefully it has been fixed for you as well. If not, please do feel free to message us at any of the upcoming contact channels. Next time, we are plugging away along that MSQ. It's time to follow the Archbishop to Az's Law, after which we'll surely have our final showdown. Right, Jen?
Absolutely. It's going to be great. Super exciting.
All right. Almost done with Heavensward.
Almost done. And that will do it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for listening. And if you want your own hollowed out vegetable, please visit www.fleshgore.com. And if you want to get in touch with us, you can at podreturnffxiv@gmail.com. We are on Blue Sky at podreturnffxiv. Check the show notes for our Discord. You can join the Discord and join us for some group runs, share pictures of your pets, your glams, memes, I don't know, whatever. Have a deep conversation. Everybody's pretty sweet. We would love to have you. And also, we have a t-shirt. You can find the TeePublic link there as well. You can find the shirt with pretty sweet little Major General on it, and Levi did the art for it, and it's pretty cute. So check it out if you want. And last but not least, our Patreon, patreon.com/podreturnffxiv. And for $1 a month, you get access to a bunch of other content that we do. That includes the seasonal events from 14, the other peripheral stuff like Magic the Gathering, the tabletop RPG, etc. And for $2 a month, you also get access to our bonus series, Sightseeing Log. And this season, we are playing Final Fantasy VI.
And the second episode just dropped.
So, check it out. And with that, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good day or night, and we will see you next time.